Ginger ale, sure. What do you got a little cooler full, huh? Nice, John.
Well, you know, I take the
Sit back. Stop.
Yeah. Hello, Ridley, huh? Hello. Hello.
Yes, he's good.
Hey, hello.
Go on, get back. She knows the routine. She comes along with everybody.
Well. Yeah, good fella, huh? Yeah, you lay down.
Girl. How, you feeling good? You look good.
Oh, I feel it. Yeah, for
I mean, you do.
72?
72. Hey. Good to see you, John. Always a pleasure to see you. All right. Well, you're doing it again. Good for you.
Take the chair here. Well, you don't have one of them cup holders, do you?
No, I'm sorry about that.
Oh, no, for yourself, not me.
Oh, yeah, I've gotten kind of used to it over the years.
Yeah, so bucket's still running, by God, I'll tell you.
You know, it runs better than ever.
Is that
the
on?
Engine is.
Is that on?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, okay.
The engine is, it just keeps going.
Yeah.
So, I just wish I could. You know what? If anybody out there knows those guys, you know that Pimp My Ride?
Who?
You ever watch MTV Pimp My Ride? You know where they steal somebody's car and they make a big show about it? What they do is they redo the entire car.
Oh, yeah, right.
I would like somebody to steal this van and make me think that
yeah, right.
and redo it.
Ask away.
Here we go. Why are you running for selectman? That's always a good place to start. Yeah.
Well, there are many reasons. I think I could pop a little more common sense leadership into there and discuss the items with the other selectmen and really go into in-depth into things, you know. I think they're...
What kind of things when you say in-depth?
Well, it's not an easy job. Let me say that as selectman. The in-depth is they sit down, you know, or even amongst themselves, you know, you just conflict of interest law because you got 3 members or something. I don't know. There is a time you have to sit down, even two one-on-one, 2 at a time, is to discuss certain items that are going on in the town, and you have to try to make the best interest available to service the town, to stand its people, you know?
Right.
So, my interest in running, well, one of my main things is and people know it too, is the cost of this, getting rid of all our construction, demolition, and rubbish and everything. You know, what's going on out there at that dump, the people don't go out and see it. And they should go out there and sit there for a half hour and watch and see what's happening, you know. You know, the cost is so prohibitive as to what's there, and there are new technologies coming out every day, which that's one of my goals, is to get involved in that and see till we try another system.
I'm going to ask you about the dump. That's one of the questions. How do you feel the board's doing right now? And can you give them would you give them a grade? Well, how would you grade them?
The grade?
Yeah.
I think they're hatching in the right place, you know. Sometimes, you know, you can say something comes out backwards, you don't mean to say it, so I wonder why I said that. You know, it happens, you know, you try to express your ideas, and sometimes you say things, and, you know, you're going to get criticized no matter what you say.
Right.
You know? Right. But the board itself has a mix up there. It's different. I like diverse boards. I'm a great favorite of that, you know.
How do you feel this one fits into that?
I think there's a lot of diversity there, you know, of each idea. You got people from all walks of Nantucket life here. You know, some's retired, some aren't, you know. They're putting the input, that's the main thing. They're doing what they think is best. Like I say, you know, they don't always agree with you, you know, people when they ask questions and stuff. But from 1 to 10?
Yeah, 1 to 10, that's good.
And 10 being the top scale, I'd give them an 8. I'd give them an 8.
And how will you make it a 10 if you're on the board?
I would be more, I hate to use that word, it's a pun, but I'd be more attentive to pushing more ideas of to betterment the life of the island. The main thing people don't realize is, you know, it's not the millionaires coming here that are gonna take care of Nantucket. The main thing that covered, and always has been since the late 1800s, is tourism. Tourism. People come here. They love these. We've got most pristine beaches in the country here, and it's beautiful. You know, we have a lot of activities this summer. We could handle some more, Park and Rec does a great job. They're trying to get things squared away. The land bank is getting beaches for the public to use. I don't agree with charging anybody to go park at a beach. I don't believe in that. They're looking for revenue, income. They need it to. But you know, you've never seen a year the taxes go down. All the income they get, never enough.
Are you promising, John, that taxes will go down if you're elected?
I'm hoping they'll go down because I'm going to, you know,
That's
have
always
a lot of ideas of my own that I'm going to push.
Good. All right.
Of revenue, you know. You got what?
Okay.
Let me say this: you got $300,000 a year coming in from they call steamship fund, and they're dispersing it around. It's supposed to be for waterfront uses or whatever, you know. You know, take that, put that right in the general fund, and save that to knock down next year's taxes. Put everything in there to keep the taxes down. They say we've got one of the lowest tax rates in the country. That's right, we do. You take that. Now they said they wanted money for, well, I forget what it was. It's only 15 cents on the taxes, they said. That's 15 cents per thousand. They don't explain that. If you got a house on the average today is $600,000, 15 cents on per thousand is $90 every year. Every year. Once that was, if you vote 2.5 through, this is permanent. This is on there. $90 more a year you got to shell out. Some people got houses worth a lot more than that. They're shelling out more.
Right.
Well, you take the working guy that's trying to survive and stay here.
Yep.
And he's got problems trying to get his act together with him and his wife, you know, whether they're both working or not, to pay his bills and survive here. You can't keep jumping on taxes. You say, well, the tax rate's going down. It's the valuation that's going up. And the valuation is killing people. Oh, I could sell my house for $600,000 tomorrow. I've had an offer of that. Where am I going to go?
Right.
I don't want to leave Nantucket.
No. And what can you get for $600,000 if you sold it too, right?
With us, you get a 4-bedroom house.
That's right.
Full cellar.
Well, where would you buy it? You know,
right,
what would you buy next? You know, I've looked. There's condos.
We're happy, and the house is 20 years old this year.
Yep.
We're happy the way it is. Of course, it's too large now. The family's gone, you know.
Yeah. And no interest in Florida. You're not interested in Florida.
No. I was in Florida just before I went in the Army, back in 51, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
You know, I never cared.
You love it here in the wintertime.
Well, you go down there for 2 months, and your bone warms up.
Right.
You know, with it. And all of a sudden you come back here and you're freezing to death.
Yeah.
Who wants to go through that every year, you know?
Hey, do you have any constituents? Who are they?
Constituents?
Yeah. Who are your constituents?
My backers?
Yeah.
Voters.
The people. Yeah. Who?
Voters.
Who would you say? Would you say they're retired people? Would you say they're a younger crowd? How would you describe them?
I've never been asked that question. It's a dang good question. No, I like all people. I think constituents are everybody. You know, you represent all the people if you do something in the political life. You should stay with them. You know.
Yep.
To pick a constituent. No, I'm for the working guy. I've worked all my life. You know.
Yep.
Now I'm retired. You know.
Okay. Are you running on a platform?
Yes, basically equal treatment. No, I like the equal treatment. When you dispense a law, one can do it, one can't. No, I don't believe in that. If the law says you can do it, do it. If it says you can't do it, don't do it.
Right.
You know? Sometimes you shouldn't even waste time asking. You know, all these, what do you call it? They come in. They come into a board or commission. All right, we agree to these terms. We will do this, okay? And then they get it approved. 2 years later, back they come. Well, we had mitigating circumstances. This happened. We gotta cancel this portion of our agreement or something. No, you took that agreement the way it was, and you know that's the way it should be.
All right. How do you feel about the way the island's growing?
It's growing in leaps and bounds, but it's growing the wrong way.
Okay.
You got millionaires. You got big bucks coming here. You know? Of course, they have families. They enjoy the beach too, as well as anybody else. They have the right to go to the beach. They have the right to stay home if they want. You know. But I just find that they can afford it. if they went up to a guy that owns, say he's got a trophy house, and they say, well, Mr. So-and-so, we're going up $5,000 in the taxes this year. You got plenty of money, it's fine. Makes out a check, right? They come up to you and say, Gina, we're going up $5,000 in your taxes. You're going to say, why? What's this all about? I'm barely getting by, you know? Same thing. You got to look out for the working guy. Guy up top don't care. He can afford anything. Guy down below, he's struggling.
Are you for growth? Are you against it? Do you think we should kind of try to slow it down as much as possible?
No, I don't believe. No, I don't believe in slow down as much as possible. You've got to have growth at a normal rate. The normal rate of growth, I'll say, in any other community in Massachusetts, basically, small town like our size, is 5%. Right? Nantucket's growth right now is probably 12% of what you have each year. How many houses you build each year? It's growing, you know.
Right.
And you know, and you got two factions. You got those who want to shut everything off now. They got theirs. And you got the other factions. Hey, I got kids coming along, you know. Well, you got to look out for the future. You got to look down that road.
Do you think that that's ever going to be a possibility, though? I mean, realistically, with the way things have been going, that someone's kids might be able to ever buy a place here? And
the only way that'll happen is if the country and the economy everywhere in this country just goes upside down. If that happens,
oh, I see. Do you think it could?
You might buy a guy that put $3 million in his house. You might buy that for $400,000.
You think that could happen here?
Look at what's happening. The president says we're going to be. He'll be out of office before they ever get the soldiers out of Iraq, right?
Right.
In a war, you know. How does he know what's going to happen tomorrow? Mm-hmm. No, the economy in Nantucket should be. We should keep it going. And get behind it and make sure it keeps maintaining itself.
Yeah, go ahead.
You can't hit a status quo in construction in Nantucket. The only time you hit that is when everything is sold out. That could be 3 years from now. Now you got this, used to have this law. You can build 10% of your subdivisions a year. Fine. The guy's got 30 lot subdivision, 40 lot. You can build 3 or 4 a year. You know, it takes 4 to 4 years before you even start to see profit on something that big. Then you will. But a guy's got 2 lot subdivision, or one, you know, you have not one lot, but he wants a second dwelling. But you go into the guy's got 3 lots, say, or 4 lots. You're allowed 10% a year. It's 1 house a year. You got to put the infrastructure in. You got to put the roads in, the sewer, everything. That can kill you the first year. You know, you only got 1 house to build, and it takes, say, on the average, 5 to 6 months to complete a house, get it ready to live in. So, you know, where are you? You can't. There are no more 30 and 40 lot subdivisions left on this island. And I've been on the planning board 10 years now.
Right.
And I've seen a lot of it been eaten up. And oh, look at Essex Road.
Right.
You know, that's full. They all have second dwellings on the lots, most of them. So it's a hard road to look down and see the future in Nantucket 10 years, 15 years from now.
And as far as where we're going to concentrate our growth, you're on the planning board. I mean, some people want to change some of that zoning and you know, kind of slow growth down in their area, or even maybe speed it up.
Yeah. Well, you know, I always believe in listening to people that live in an area. Okay. The majority of them. If they don't want growth, you know, then you try to look at it that way and say, well, they don't want growth here, but a couple of people in here want to subdivide and help pay for their house. They can break it down to 2 lots, sell 1 lot, and knock down the mortgage payments. Yeah, it can be done, you know, but you don't have to take a whole area and rezone the whole area because, you know, one person wants to do something, you know. I try to listen to neighbors. They're the one that have to live there. I don't, you know.
Right.
I worry about my neighborhood. They worry about theirs, you know.
What changes should be made to the landfill? Now here's your chance to talk about that.
The landfill. What changes should be made?
Yeah.
One is the management. Running it.
Yep. You've never been very happy with that deal, if I remember right.
Every month I get total tonnage reports and financial reports. All right, there's a 25-year contract. At the start of that contract, they estimated maybe $3.2 million a year. That's about, say, $78 million in 25 years. And right now, 8.5 years later, it's hit $44 million last week. It's way over report. They say, well, we never expected all this C&D construction demolition coming in and all the stuff. You took the contract, you said you'd do it for so much.
That's right. Set us straight on what the deal was with them. Aren't they supposed to do so much, and in consideration of being able to make some money back from soil that they were supposed to compost and make money from? What happened to that?
Composting is sitting there. Nobody will buy it. You know, I've always said that, you know, although it goes through this digester, they got that big turning thing. It's a use and conversion system, they call it.
Right.
When it comes out at the end of that, they said, the state says it's, you know, it's safe to use on your along the sides of the roads, on your lawns, you know. I wouldn't put it in my garden, I'll tell you that. No way would that go to my garden. You know? I still
you
say
wouldn't put that in your garden?
I still say there's carcinogens in there, cancer-causing materials. They're in there, you know. And years back we were talking about it. Mr. Willett even mentioned, he says it's possible there will be, you know, somebody parts per million, you know. But if there is, I don't want to take a chance of, you know, going out the back door that way, you know. But as I say, the whole operation of it, I find, is that you get the scales. Now, who's running the scales out there? Waste Options. You know, put the fox in the hen house. The scales belong under the DPW. They should be running it, or the town. Right? The whole thing, the stuff that went in there. Look at Clute Mountain. You know what they do? They put a lined landfill next to it. That thing is almost as high as Clute Mountain now. The both of them. They're supposed to be mining the place. What are they doing? They're loading it on the truck, taking it around back and redumping it, using it for fill. You're just moving it from one spot to the other. You're not getting rid of anything. You're screening some sand out of it, but they're not. It's not just not being done properly. That's.
How do you feel about Toscana's idea? What about them taking over?
Well, actually, I don't. Other than the DPU authorizing them to have their second system of getting rid of some of the C&D.
Yeah.
I think they should. I think they should. Nothing wrong with it. There's no law that says that he can't open one. As long as he gets legal permits from, you know, the Department of Environmental Protection saying there's nothing hazardous. He wanted to put it out Bunker Road there behind the airport. They had a hearing on it yesterday at 10 o'clock. And the DEP was supposed to come down and look at it. I didn't make it. And to me, if they want to do that, and he can see his profit in it, or doing it to help out and get rid of this stuff, they should do it. You know, he shouldn't be against it, you know. Charlie Gifford that runs the Waste Option might say it cuts into him, you know. But I don't think there's a law that says you cannot open a station if you want to have another.
Okay.
Now Toscana might have his own trucks as well as other truckers lined up, because they go away empty and they come back full with gravel or whatever you need. He might have something worked out that way, so much a ton, you know. Right. If he can see a way of doing it, let him do it. The law says you can do it, right?
How do you feel about keeping chain stores out of downtown?
Chain stores? Well, let me say, are you talking about the...
Well, the article that's up about...
Oh, the article, okay.
Yeah, right.
That's when you got 14 or more, you know. They had to drop that down to 5 if they're going to do anything.
No, I meant, you know, like keeping Dunkin' Donuts out, McDonald's out of the downtown area.
Right.
What do you mean keeping it down to 5?
Well, no, there's an article in there that says any that's got 14 or more stores in the country.
I see what you mean. Yeah,
law,
okay,
you know, I thought
gotcha.
you meant that law.
No, that's it. That's probably it.
Yeah. But, you know, there's a law from the state that was tested, I think, I'm going to say California.
Yeah, they're doing it in different areas.
And they stood it up out there.
Yes.
I guess, not the Supreme Court, whatever the High Court was, said it was legal to do that, you know.
Yeah.
And, well, to me, if you want to put a Dunkin' Donuts, you can have a Dunkin' Donuts here. You don't have to have an arch. That may be the trademark. Then you put that on the sign. Like they've got smaller signs around. They had that years ago when Island Motors, it's now a liquor store, had American Motors, AMC, American Motors Corporation, and they put out Javelin or whatever, that car, and then, and they wanted to put a monster sign on the front of the building with the 3 colors. Well, going back and forth, the HE says, no, it's too large, it's too colorful. Nantucket doesn't need that kind of modernization, So it ended up that they kept pushing front. They come back, they had a sign, a 1-foot square. Had the little triangle, red, white, and blue is it on it,
Yeah.
And then they had Island Motors or whatever it was, Rambler or whatever,
Yeah.
It worked out fine, Yeah, what you do inside your property is your business.
So downtown, it's okay in your mind, as long as it
find
works
that,
within the
well,
look of the
you
town.
gotta, well, not to pick on any great stores, get 2 drugstores, all right? Or what if somebody said they didn't like drugstores? You think you ought to be out of town? No? But, how can you discriminate like that, If the outside of that building meets, say, the HDC, the inside, anything to do with food, meets the health laws, you can't tell a man he can't do that, That's his trademark, it's his life,
Exactly.
So it's very hard to keep setting rules and regulations, but they don't do away with any old ones that are outdated neither. That's what I'd like to see. I hope we do that if I stay on the planning board too. I would prefer to sit there through the 4181D, what we're working on now, and also after that we're going to go into the zoning issues. There's a lot of this old zoning that we could wipe out and make it more simplified for anybody who wants to get out and get permits or something. It's so strict now. There's so many dots your I's and cross your T's, you don't need it,
Right.
So beyond that,
John, anything else you'd like to add?
well, yes, yeah. Somebody asked me the other day, John, he says, out of the 2 offices that you're running for, we know you hold others, but if you had your choice, or druthers as they call it, would you prefer to be on the planning board or the selectmen? And I did make a statement. I said, yes, I'd prefer to be on the planning board. It's very interesting to me. I've had 10 years of it. I'd like to continue, and I would still like to work on this 41A, get a master plan through for the town, and then go on to taking care of zoning. The selectmen, I've been there, I've done that too, but it's a more contentious job,
Mm-hmm.
So I'd like to stay with something I know, and that's the planning board. So if I had a choice, but I have the time, and I'm retired. I got plenty of time, and my wife loves it. She says it keeps them out of the house. Can't argue with that. So,
Oh boy!
the people they call, what do they call them? A street angel and a house devil.
Oh no!
Yeah, you never know.
Well, that's right.
There's a bunch of them around.
But good for you for hanging in there. It's crazy out there.
It keeps me going. I might have been dead 5 years ago if I hadn't things to do.
You gotta keep busy.
Well, I have some problems. I can't do work anymore. Heavy working and stuff, shoveling and all that. I used to work for Victor Pave, and after I retired, I worked for the DPW, spring through fall, doing operating equipment for them. I enjoyed it. But then there came a time that I had got some breathing problems. I gotta get rid of them. So
right.
Until I do, well, we can't straighten it out. But we'll wait and see what happens.
Exactly.
Still a tough old cuss, that.
Oh yeah, well, it's your spirit we love, John.
I know.
You're a good man. I want to thank you very much.
No problem. Thank you for the
Always
ride.
enjoy driving around with you. It's always a highlight.
Send me a bill for the gas. We'll take care of it.
Oh yeah, I got my. This is all I needed was my Sterling ginger ale. Good stuff.
Sterling ginger ale.
and
You're buying
shop.
the First National.
Yeah.
It's a third less than if you want to say Schweppes ginger ale. No, that's top shelf to me. Schweppes. But just got a nice tang to it, and it's caffeine free.
You got it.
I would like to mention something.
Yeah, sure.
People want to know about Nantucket, the little ins and outs. And I plug it when I can, because I think it's one of the most fantastic books I've ever seen written on Nantucket. It's by Peter Brace, Walking Nantucket. Yeah, of course, all his walks he's got in there. Everywhere on this island, going in the trees and the forests and along the beaches. It's a beautiful book.
Well, you know what? He's going to sell out on that book because you mentioned it. I guarantee you.
Well, I hope so, because I tell you, I think that's the way you learn about Nantucket.
I'm going to go look at it. I mean, I knew it just came out last summer, didn't it?
Yeah, it's a fantastic book. And he's walked every bit of it. He loves to walk.
Right.
He's walked every bit of it, and he wrote down facts of bushes and trees and everywhere. Going out to Rampasture, it's just 3 hours down there and back to the beach, you know. And you can go down to the old barn there. You can go to Sackers Pond, walk around out there. It's just so interesting, the book is, you know.
Did you do the walks, actually, yourself?
I've done them over my lifetime. I've done everything he's mentioned.
Oh, great.
Yeah. I told him I found the book very interesting. He said, John, he says, if there's anything wrong, I want to know about it. Well, it's perfect, you know.
Oh,
but
that's good.
Of course, a lot of people don't know about the hidden forest and the initial trees. There's 2 trees in the hidden forest. And years ago, when I was a kid, you put initials, had a girlfriend, you know, JM and BB or whatever, you know. You put something on, and these initials are still on there. Over the years, the tree has grown, you know, but you can see there's initials all over these 2 trees, you know. Ooh. But you know how to get there and where to go. It's not in this book.
Are your initials on one of those trees?
No.
Okay.
It might be. I don't know. I can't remember how far back. Yeah, it might be there, you know.
Because I think that's kind of neat.
Yeah. But you know, there's so much. You know, if somebody wrote a book, The Hidden Nantucket. Now, when I was a kid, in the winter, you know, nobody's around. You didn't have all these summer people or late comers, you know. Right. You roll out the sidewalk, maybe June 1st, and roll it back in September 10th after the last boat goes to the last summer people, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, nowadays you had good people, your summer people. They knew you.
Yeah.
Year after year growing up, you know, hey Johnny, how are you? They get off the boat, you know, and see you uptown. Hey Johnny, how was the winter? And you know, how's the folks doing? You know, you don't find it today. It's a closed society, I call it. You know, everybody's got their own thing, and you know, and it has to be. That's the way life is. You go in the city, get an apartment, you probably might not talk to your neighbor for 3 months. You never bump into them. So it's the way life is today. You know. But Nantucket would be a better place to live. 2 things you take off this island: greed and jealousy. You know, somebody goes and opens a little business somewhere, runs it for 2 years, and he takes off for Florida, which he has the right to. He makes, you know. But then the 3rd year, 2 more people are in the same business. All of a sudden, business goes. You know. Yeah. So there's a freedom of life in America. You know.
I know it.
Anyway.
You're absolutely right. You know, you've had the experience, John.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You've lived the experience.
Yeah, I've been there. Been there, done that. You know, but I'd like to do more of it. You know, I enjoy it, and I you know, when people come in with problems, you know, you try to, you know, to me, you're supposed to help people, not you know, sit in an office and say, look how important I am. I'm the boss, you know, but you're not doing nothing. You know, I'm a guy that opens his mouth, you know, and whether it's right or wrong, you hear from me, you know. So,
we appreciate it.
Well, my father always taught me one thing coming up, and I always never forgot it. He says, if you ever get in a situation in life and you feel something's wrong, do your best to straighten it out. But if somebody comes forward and it points out to you and proves to you that you're heading the wrong direction, you're wrong, be the first to admit it. You know? So he was right, you know. Good old Irishman, though. I got the same temperament. No, I don't. I think I got a quicker temper than him.
Do you? Well, that's kind of the Irish, isn't it? Though?
Yeah, I love the man. He's great, you know.
Yeah, of course.
You know, you're a good man.
You too, buddy.
I appreciate it.
Again, thank you.
Yeah.